Looks to see if the offside flag is up. Leon Bailey did as well, and he scores! His 4th international goal. And Jamaica are in dreamland here, 2-0 up inside of 20 minutes.
De Jamaica, una pelota parada, la media vuelta de Micael Antonio y el disparo de zurda para el 2-1. Se metía en el partido Jamaica, se había quedado Ecuador. Aquí pedían una mano también. Después la media vuelta de Micael Antonio adentro del área chica para marcar el 2-1. El experimentado delantero del fútbol inglés le daba vida a Jamaica.
So, the Gold Cup squad has been officially announced, not by JFF but by Gold Cup themselves. And as you know, based off the omission and also the inclusion, there's always huge talking points in the Reggae Boyz circle, which means that cousin Agogwan. All right, so welcome back, people, to MG Sports TV. Thank you very much again for tuning in. And as you know, I just mentioned that this is the official announcement of the Gold Cup squad, the 2025 Gold Cup, CONCACAF Gold Cup squad for that respective period. And absentees and inclusions will cause problems. Again, it has already started, and that is the case. But for sure, Steve McLaren is most definitely putting himself in probably a complicated position based on what he said and also what his actions are showing. But before we get into the squad, before we get into the details, what I'm going to do for this context, I'm going to give you guys a squad. I'm speaking about the squad. Then I'm going to speak about what the issue with surrounding Steve McLaren and how is him actually basically putting himself in a complicated position, which is very much hard to explain himself out of. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Like target for this video is, let's go for 300 likes. Let's see where that one can take us. All right, let's get to the squad. The squad is a 26 player squad, and certainly it's a bulky squad. But the inclusion of more players but less midfielders. Can you imagine that? Ah, boy. I'm merely the state here my thoughts where the midfield is concerned, specifically in the qualifiers. All right, let's go with the goalkeepers. Andre Blake, just basically those few changes. Andre Blake in goal, #1 goalkeeper. Then we have Jamali Wade and Shaquan Davis behind him as the backup goalkeepers. For the defenders now, we have Kyle Ming, who was also a part of the the World Cup qualifiers and Unity squad. We have Richard King. Same for him. We have Joey Latibadier, Mason Holgate, Dexter Lembikisa, Amari Bell, Damian Lowe, and recently I did added new player we haven't seen in a good while, returned back to the squad, Ethan Pinnock. Now, Ethan Pinnock is our main, basically one of our main defenders is going to be Ethan Pinnock, and who technically that is going to be the case. Now, where the midfield is concerned, as I said, there's an omission from the midfield. And I think this might cause a little bit of problem because the midfield is where I think there's a lot of quality. Casey Palmer, Isaac Aiden, no inclusion of Bobby Reed now back into the squad, John Russell and Dwayne Atkinson. Previously, there would have been Ravel Morrison, but unsure why Ravel Morrison is not in the squad this time around. Really unsure because it was a part of the Unity Cup, also a part of the World Cup qualifiers, and he's omitted from the Gold Cup squad. Why? I can't give you a specific reason where that is concerned. But definitely, still a bit concerned where the midfield is situated. A bit of concern there. Yeah. Forward line now, where it's heavily based, quite a lot of talents in the forward area. We now see the return of Mikel Antonio in the forward line. That is where the big question mark is at. The Romario Williams, who joins us for the World Cup qualifiers, Demarai Gray, Warner Brown, Leon Bailey, Ronaldo Cephas, Roman Burrell, Kaim Dixon, and Tyrese Campbell. Now, the big issue now that we're having around the both players, well, that technically is the Gold Cup squad. You can see on the screen, that is Gold Cup squad, and just in the comment section, tell me what your thoughts are on this squad. For me, I still think we need to do something about the midfield. We really need to do something about the midfield. Now, let's get to the discussion surrounding what's happening here. Now, Mikel Antonio is now in the squad, and there is no Boza. Now, the problem what I'm having is that I think the coach is putting himself in some serious problems. Because it started off with the Ravel Marson situation when it's clearly stated and explained down to detail why Ravel Marson was omitted. Then he still went on, based off pressure from the fans, supporters, he went on and added Ravel Marson to the squad. Fine, no problem. A lot of fans have been cheering and said, coach out do the right thing. And JFF are the reason why Ravel wasn't in the squad in the first place. No. But certainly, everything started boil over from there. For the World Cup qualifiers, omitted Shamar Nicholson and made it clear on why he omitted Shamar Nicholson, stating about fitness, consistency, all of these, the same reference that he made to why he omitted Ravel Morrison. And a lot of persons said fine, a lot of persons agreed, a lot of persons okay with it. Even though you have other persons who said, why is that you made leniency for Ravel Morrison, but none for Shamar Nicholson? And truth be told, Shamar Nicholson for the Reggae Boyz team is at this present moment our leading goal scorer for this squad we have. He's the one who always finds the ball in the back of the net. Now, let's have a look on the next aspect of the situation now. This is where it gets interesting. Mikel Antonio, now added to the squad, coming from a serious car accident. No one really knows the level that he's at. No one really knows at the situation surrounding Mikel Antonio, if he's capable of coming back and playing at that level. Now, yes, he's in training with the team. Yes, he's in training with the team. And one might say, if the coach deem it that Mikel Antonio is ready to play and ready to represent the national team, there could be a strong argument that he would have been included into the World Cup qualifier squad, in which he was not. Because if he's going to make the Gold Cup squad, he was a part of the Unity Cup, absent for the World Cup qualifiers, then he's a part of the Gold Cup squad. The big question now is, he didn't play in the Unity Cup, none at all. Absent for the World Cup qualifiers, then he's present for the Gold Cup. And the truth is, it's just coming from a serious situation, and maybe he actually come back earlier than predicted. So maybe quick recovery. But the problem is, if you are going to include Mikel Antonio, who hasn't played any high competitive level football in months, exclude a player who has been playing competitive football in Liga MX. Now, that in itself is a big question mark. How do you quantify that? Now, it's not for me to answer. I don't know the answer to that. That definitely is the coach to answer. I do believe that there might be a press conference coming up soon. And I think this is also going to be another big talking point that's going to be pressuring. Now, the problem here, what we have here, is a lot of the Reggae Boyz supporters, they only go for who their favorites are. Once it's not their favorites, they come with pickaxe and fork and say, yeah man, he's not supposed to be in the squad. But when it's their favorite, it's a problem. So, for example, let me give you a good idea. If we switch the situation and Mikel Antonio was playing up until the season ended, Shamar Nicholson was not playing, and maybe just saying he was not playing for was injured, and Shamar Nicholson was included in the squad, and Mikel Antonio was absent, that in itself would have been a big problem, a huge problem where the support base is concerned. But Shamar Nicholson is not a lot of the supporters' favorite player, So because of that situation, maybe you won't hear much noise about it. You'll hear one and two persons speak about it, but you won't hear a lot of persons speaking about it. That's the nature of the game. At the end of the day, these are questions and these are the situations the coach must address because he's the one who actually fostered this particular situation. For me, whoever is in the squad, I'm totally okay with it. I won't create enough havoc. No, I'm going to go with the team that is presented and work with it. Now people are going to say, boy, y'all go with anything, rate this, that, corruption, rate. No, the whole point is, I don't select a player. I can't select any player. And who is there, I have to work with the coach. I'll go with, remember say, the coach says he's the one selecting the team. I have to trust and believe that he's doing so, and trust and believe what he's saying. He definitely make it questionable. He really make it questionable, but at the end of the day, that's how the nature of the game is. But I'm here, whosoever is supporting, I'm here to support as always. Anyways, big up on yourself, people. Tell me what you think about the squad. Give the squad a rating, so please. And I'll see you guys again. Until next time, MG Sports TV. Out. God bless. Outside. Boom. Outside. God bless. Outside. And then what? Girls said outside.